Well, boys and girls, last video I reacted to my week 1 predictions. This week I'm going to be giving you my week 2 predictions. Hopefully I do a little bit better. Like I said last time, I got 9 out of 16 games correct. Obviously, it's hard to tell for the first couple weeks because you don't know how teams are going to react, what teams come out the best shape. Some starters don't play in the preseason. Conditioning has a lot to do with it. A lot of teams tend to peak like at that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 range. That's when they kind of start catching their groove. They find out their identity, who they are, who's good, who's not. So let's get into the predictions. All right. So now that we know a little bit more about how teams want to play and who's the main guy and stuff like that, right? We're gonna have a little bit more. Like I said, hopefully I do a little bit better than I did last time. We'll start off with a Thursday night game. We have the Dolphins versus the Bills. Dolphins at home. Tyreek Hill just had this whole charade with the cops. This one's kind of tough because, the Bills don't have a strong receiving core, and the Dolphins tend to have better corners, better linebackers, better safeties. And that's why it's really tough because is Josh Allen just going to run the ball? Or are they going to utilize James Cook for every single possession? That's a tough one to tell. I'm going to hedge my bets on the Dolphins. Tennessee versus the Jets. The Titans, they looked okay. Obviously, they fumbled the game because the Bears turned it up on defense. But with so many acquisitions the Titans made this summer, I was really surprised that they didn't capitalize more on their opportunities. So I'm gonna take the Jets. I think the Jets played really well against the Niners. Obviously, they got battered, but obviously the Niners went to the Super Bowl last year, so kind of hard to have high expectations on them just because they have Aaron Rodgers, a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers, mind you, off an Achilles injury. Okay, so Browns, Jags. Browns are awful against the Cowboys. Defensively, they were not great, but also their offense didn't give them much, so kind of hard to tell. The Jags obviously fumbled the game against the Dolphins. In a away game, they're at home now. ETN fumbled the ball at the 1. This one's tricky. I like the defense of the Browns, but I don't trust Deshaun Watson. Too much drama around him. So this one's tough. I'm gonna go out on a whim here and just pick the Jags. I like the Jags a lot. A lot of good players on that team: Christian Kirk, Trevor Lawrence, ETN, Tank, Evan Ingram, Brian Thomas Jr., the rookie. I'll take the Jags. Raiders, Baltimore. Seriously. Steelers, Broncos. Steelers don't have a quarterback, but their defense is still strong. They still have a core group on the defensive side of the ball. Justin Fields, I feel like he's now solidified a job with the starting quarterback. Just because I don't think Mike Tomlin is too high on Russell Wilson. Given all the media slack that Russell Wilson is getting, I'll take the Steelers. Okay, so this one's kind of interesting, Bengals Chiefs, because I thought Joe Burrow was going to come in healthy, and I saw this video I'll show you guys real quick on Twitter. This is Joe Burrow right here. You could tell that, let me not go full screen for this. You see that he's clenching his wrist. He's having obvious issues right here, especially. Watch this. He picks up a Gatorade bottle like it's 45 pounds. So, not looking too great for the kid. I read into it a little bit, and it seems like that injury causes arthritis really at an early age. So, as you can tell, that's probably a bad thing for a quarterback that has to throw the ball 30 to 40 times a game, especially considering they have Jamar Chase, right? So, for that reason alone, I'm going to take the Chiefs. Okay, we'll go with the NFC next. NFC versus NFC. Niners, Vikings, Sam Darnold against his old team. Let's not kid ourselves, it's the Niners. Saints, Cowboys. Now this is a game that I'm really looking forward to watching. I think the Saints were one of the stronger teams in week 1. Derek Carr looked phenomenal. Rashid Shaheed, Who else? Alvin Kamara, Derek Carr, like I said, Chris Olave. So the Cowboys look good, but the Broncos look really bad. So it's tough for me to kind of give a prediction on this one, or have like a strong prediction on this one. Cowboys are at home. The Saints are a better defense. The question for me is more so, can Derek Carr handle the pressure of Micah Parsons and not those dudes on the edge? Is the O-line good enough? Because they played against, God, I don't remember, the Falcons maybe? The Falcons are strong on defense, but I'm going to take the Cowboys. Okay, Washington Giants. This is a divisional game. Divisional game, Commanders at home. Giants look really, really bad. Washington look pretty decent. I mean, just based on running game, I'm going to take the Commanders, Washington, whatever you want to call them. I do feel bad for Danny Dimes just because obviously he got a big contract. A lot of people are giving him a lot of slack because he got paid. They lost Saquon Barkley. They lost Sterling Shepard, maybe. They lost a receiver. I forgot who it was. But regardless, I think the Commanders look really well. Jaden Daniels played really good. All right, next game. Lions-Bucks. So my ties lie with Mike Evans. I love Mike Evans. He's one of my favorite players ever. The Lions are really strong. I think Baker Mayfield could piece them apart. But the Lions are at home. They have a strong run game. Dan Campbell just knows how to win games at this point. He figured it out. He found out his core group. He has a lot of stock in those guys. And as much as I would love to pick the Bucks, I am going to take the Lions. All right, Rams Cardinals. As you can tell, I'm a Rams fan. So this one's kind of tough because we did lose a lot of players. We did end up signing a cornerback, Ahkello Witherspoon, which I really liked last year. Is really strong for us. Cardinals are at home. Kind of a tough game. The Cardinals look really good. They obviously fumbled the game against the Bills. They came out really strong. They had a really strong lead. The only question I have for kind of the Cardinals is, can they efficiently defend the Rams? Can they put pressure on that O-line? Because I know the Rams are going to get to Kyler Murray. Obviously, he's shifty. Obviously, he runs the ball. He escapes the pocket really well. But I think Sean McVay at this point knows how to handle Kyler Murray. So I am going to go ahead and ego pick the Rams. Okay, Falcons, Eagles. I feel like this one's kind of an easy one because the Eagles were so strong, but they were in Brazil. Packers did get their quarterback hurt, or the quarterback of the Packers got hurt. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon, Gainwell. First home game for the Eagles. They take the dub. Green Bay Colts. Jordan Love. I miss you, brother. Please come back. We all miss you. Anthony Richardson right now, he's kind of that dude at the moment for the Colts. It's kind of obvious that he's that guy. He's getting the job done. He unfortunately lost his last game. I forgot who they played, but they lost that game. Kind of a tough game to lose. They played really well. Hard done by. Chargers, Panthers. Harbaugh's getting it done. He knows how to play with the players he has. He's developed a good culture within his group. The players love him. Coaches love the player. Loves the players. It's hard for me not to take the Chargers. Obviously, the Chargers played the Raiders, so it's hard to measure how good they are based on the Raiders because the Raiders are awful. Now, this one's a good game right here. Seahawks versus the Patriots. Seahawks were not great. They obviously have a strong duo at the back. At running back, Geno Smith. Kind of obviously he looks like a different player playing with the Hawks. But the Patriots, man, they defended the Bengals so well last game. They kind of nullified Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. This one's a really tough game. Do I really want to pick another away team? I think just because of the Seahawks' weaknesses on defense, I'm going to take the Patriots. Bears, Texans. Do I need to say more? CJ Stroud, he's phenomenal. Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, Nico Collins. Too much firepower on the offense, overwhelmed the Bears. Those are my predictions for week 2. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.